Good morning. It is Tuesday, March 14th. And of course, this week's been all about the bank failures out in California and elsewhere, I guess. But at any rate, the thing about correcting for inflation, it requires a recession. And the people who have leverage to the extreme are going to be the first that die first. So at any rate, what does that say for me? Well, I don't invest in common stock. I think it's anyway, I'm not a speculator. I'm in it for the income that can be produced. So the price of the underlying stock is relevant only in so much as it impacts my ability to cover the spread. Let me explain that a little bit. Right now, HPI in this stock price range has 50-cent increments on the strike price. Now, I don't get to set those increments. I can choose which increment I want, but I don't set them. As stocks get more expensive, the increment increases, usually to $1. Okay, what does that mean for me? Well, at 50 cents on a $5 stock, that's a 10% price increase or decrease to go from one increment to another. Now, if I can stay within, say, $5 and $5.50 on my strikes, well, if I put in my calls, I got a good chance of making my spread plus a little profit. And now on free cash flow, it's not nearly as important because it has to do with replacement costs, not anything else. This is an interesting phenomenon. My shirt keeps coming and going because it's pretty much the same color as my green screen, which makes the image behind me possible. So in certain ways, the light, okay. You got to find humor any place you can find it. So at any rate, I'm mindful of that. And if it gets to the point where I'm consistently missing my spread, that's a matter of some concern, not overriding concern, because like I say, it gets back to the free cash flow. Remember, I'm in it just for the revenue it produces. So as long as I'm producing a good free cash flow, then the rest of it is secondary. So we'll see how it goes. Now, in terms of the current volatility in the market caused by the failure of the banks, HBI, what attracted me to it is it's a very old company. It makes basic products, which is basically, for the most part, underwear. It's got good market share, and it's still making a profit. It wasn't making enough profit to support the 12-cent per share dividend, which is why it was suspended and why the price dropped so much so fast. But other than it being a buyout target, which is my biggest concern, because for somebody it's a bargain. Pick this company up and nurse it through the recession, come out on the other side a real winner. But at any rate, other than that, I'm going to stick with the stock I've been making money on for the last couple of years. It does make me a bit uncomfortable in that I've got all my eggs in one basket. I don't have the diversification there. But in the current market, I think basically HBI is as safe a bet as you can get. And the revenue's been good. So, which brings me to today's or yesterday's closing. And it closed at 506. I've got 29 contracts outstanding. However, I'm using about $600 of margin, which I'm paying a 6.5% interest on, which is trivial compared to because I only need it for 1 week. At any rate, as you can see, the number of contracts I'm able to cover have increased, as they naturally would when the price of stock goes down. So I'm producing a good revenue. So far, it's been $173.50 a day. My goal is $200 a day, which is difficult to achieve. But anything over $100, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. One note about this moving average chart. Most everything's green, which means on the average basis, it's due to go up. What it doesn't account for is the longer term condition of the market brought on by the higher interest rates. So that's not as informative as it would be ordinarily. Okay, I guess that's about it. The middle of the week is typically the most boring because all my options are sold and I let them run to expiration date. I do not buy out of my contracts. If I did that, then I would be an options trader instead of an options market maker. Big difference. Got to keep those premiums, and I got those up. Remember, I always get my premiums immediately when the contracts are sold. So I don't want that. I don't want to give that money back. It's in my pocket. Want it to stay there. Okay. Well, we got a cold front coming into Central Florida. Let's go get into the low 50s tonight. That's cold for this part of the country. We're spoiled. But the last couple of weeks, I've been able to spend a number of days down in the community pool, enjoying that. Live in a beautiful place. It's a 55+ community. It sits on 1 square mile land and 1,605 residences. Beautiful facilities, pools and hot tubs and tennis courts and pickleball courts and horseshoes and 2 18-hole golf courses. What can I say? There's been no hunting on this square mile and most of the surrounding land in over 50 years, so the wildlife is quite tame. Oftentimes in driving around the community in my golf cart, I have to stop for various wildlife crossing the road. Yesterday it was a duck and its ducklings. It's taking their time, no fear of anybody, and so it stops traffic. Of course, it's quite a sight. We enjoy it, so no danger from us. All right. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do. Building a subscriber base is a slow go, but I'm determined to get it up there. It sort of makes what I'm doing worthwhile from a personal gratification point of view. Okay, have a good day and let's make some money.